93 Boxing, back with a quick video. Chris Eubank versus Arthur Abraham is official in July 15th. I don't exactly know where it's going on. Fuck it, it don't even matter. Chris Eubank, by the way, this is a super middleweight, and I believe there's a title on the line for the IBO middleweight champion. Yeah, the IBO title that he got. Now, obviously, the IBO title to me is it's a little bullshit. Like, what the fuck is the IBO title? But hey, it is what it is. I personally think this is a pretty good fight. Abraham has been with few good fighters. I think he's been with Carl Froch, Andre Ward. I think he's also been with Miguel Kessler, and I think he lost to all of them. But he's a pretty good fighter. Some people are thinking this could be a competitive fight. He does have some power in his punches. He's come forward strong. I've seen a little bit of him, not too much. But I think Chris Eubank is more versatile. He's sharper. His punches don't have the power like he don't have heavy hands like a few other fighters out there in boxing, but he's got sharp punches, pretty sharp, and I think he's pretty tough himself as well. I think his toughness is pretty underrated. This will be a good fight, man. This 2017 is shaping up to be a good fight. And I've heard some people complaining about the fight, but I personally think this is a good fight. Actually, it says Chris Eubank to face Arthur Abraham on... Actually, is that another article? Oh no, that is another article. No, it's official in July 15th. Initially, I thought, because there was one article that says Chris Eubank versus Arthur Abraham at July 15th or 22nd. But that was a previous article. The updated one is in July 15th. Yeah, and Chris Eubank said something like, let me get to his statement. Let me go to his statement a little bit and give my thoughts on it. Abraham is strong, come forward fighter, but he's one-dimensional. He's a very good in that one dimension, but a one-dimensional fighter cannot beat me. I see a lot of holes in his game, and I'm going to exploit these holes ruthlessly. Eubank's statement. Now, I want to see what fashion he beats him in. It is a new weight division. This is super middleweight. I want to see how he performs at super middleweight. This is a good opposition. And because his previous opposition, I personally thought that, although that was his first fight, I think it was his first fight, unless I missed out a fight, that was his first fight in the weight division. I feel like his power, he never had tremendous power at 160, but his power in the super middleweight was even less. I want to see what his power is like this time. Power is not everything, but still, I want to see how he's able to display skills against a guy who's actually experienced, and I want to see if he can outdo some of the other fighters that fought him. Who do you think is gonna win? I personally think Chris Eubank's gonna win. I think he just, as he said, Abraham is a bit one-dimensional. I feel like Chris Eubank can be slick at times, can throw good counter shots. His power might be lacking, but let's see. And I think he's more likely to be hurt because he has stepped up a weight division. It's not same as 160. There will be people hitting you harder because of more weight. And yeah, this is an interesting fight for me. Boxing is heating up. Boxing is getting better. And this is probably 2017. Starting from late 2016 because of the Ward Kovalev. And even 2016 wasn't too bad like people claim it to be. But 2017 is a tremendous year for boxing. Tremendous. And this fight is not tremendous, but it's still a good fight. All of these fights are accumulating for this year to be a really good year for boxing. Chris Eubank also goes on to talk about James Degale, and this is quite funny. No. He goes, keep in mind James Degale had a surgery for his shoulder. I believe it was his right shoulder, right? Or left. I can't remember. But anyway, this is Chris Eubank's statement. Degale is talking about his shoulder surgery, but it's a heart surgery that he needs. He got no heart, and he's done everything to not fight me. I approached him at David Hayes' fight against Tony Bellew and spoke to him man to man. I said, listen, you're a businessman. You're in this game to make money. You won't get a bigger fight than me. He said, and he was just timid and shocked that I went up to him. He didn't want to know. I was trying to get away as quickly as possible. No, he was trying to get away as quickly as possible. I could tell he doesn't want to fight me. I looked in his eyes and I could just tell he wasn't comfortable engaging. He was stumbling, mumbling and stuttering. He said, let's see what happens. For a world champion, it was embarrassing. I thought I would get a bit of heat from him, but it was the complete opposite. If someone came up to me and told me they want to fight me, I'll put them in their place. He didn't do that at all. He just scurried off. I think it means like trying to avoid this. I don't even know what that means. English is not my first language. I do excuse you for that. Please do. Fuck it, I'm fucking everything up. Now he's got an injury, but the fight has to happen. There's no way out for him rather. I am fucking everything up. I only had like 3 hours sleep at best. He said some other shit like, I'm not even gonna bother reading it. He says he's got a world title, whether he keeps it or not. Now he's injured. That's up for debate. Even if he has to relinquish it, I can fight for the vacant belt. But I would still want to fight Degale, with or without the belt. There's a lot of great fights to be had in the division. George Groves is another one, but he had also refused to fight me. Shit, man. Look, in one side it seems like maybe it's true, because Chris Eubank versus Degale and Groves, it will sell. It will definitely sell in the UK. It will make money. It will make a lot of money. But see, I remember last time Chris Eubank versus Triple G, and I don't know which side to take because I didn't really know exactly what happened. Chris Eubank apparently wouldn't sign the contract. Frank Warren also came out saying that it's a nightmare to work with. Eddie Hunt says so. I mean, the way Eddie Hunt described it was like a nightmare to work with. So it seemed like Team Eubank is the one that was rejecting the fight. But at the same time, he seems very confident when he speaks. He seems very, very confident. It could be all a publicity stunt, or it could be that they didn't accept the offer because of other things. Maybe the promoter was not giving them the right offer. Audley Harrison, he wrote a letter to them a long time ago, stating that something like "know your worth." I'm paraphrasing. He's basically advising the Eubanks to know their worth and not fall short for what they're worth, not take some shitty offer basically. But yeah, that's what he said about James Degale. The fact he said about heart surgery that cracked me up when I first heard it. It's like I don't know what to say to that. That just seemed funny to me. But I would like to see Eubank versus either one of them. I actually like Eubank's style. I like to see him fight. He's a good fighter. Yeah, I want to see him fight Triple G. It'll be quite interesting, but I personally think Canelo will get Triple G, and then Triple G versus Eubank won't be shit. But yeah, that's pretty much it, really. I was going to say something else, I fucking forgot. But let me know what you think. And yeah, also, what do you think of Chris Eubank talking? He does talk quite a lot, right? He talks quite straight, says some provocative shit. I don't know if it's to gain public attention or what. But like, you remember when Kell Brook had that problem and Chris Eubank, he blasted him. I did not agree with him. I personally thought Kell Brook deserved the criticism, and I still do to a certain extent, because of shit that he done to other fighters. But I personally don't agree with Chris Eubank. I think it's a smart move for Kell Brook to quit. Chris Eubank never really fought any top level opposition. I don't know who he is to say that, but hey, that's what he did. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the fight. Arthur Abraham versus Eubank. Do you think James Degale is ducking him? Do you think he needs a heart surgery? He doesn't have a heart. 93 Boxing. I'm out.